Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I'm an alcoholic, and today I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I could not be any more grateful. Why did I get sober? Why do you want to get clean and sober? I didn't get clean and sober so I could spend every single waking hour of every single day for the rest of my life inside of an AA meeting room or inside of an NA meeting room. It's not why I got sober. And I don't want to knock it. Don't get me wrong here. But let me explain. See, when I came back into the rooms in July of 2021, for the first time in my life, in a really long time anyway, I saw a little glimmer of hope, a little inkling of hope. I saw that, wait a minute, maybe I do have a chance to live something resembling a normal life. See, I spent years beating the hell out of myself. I spent years punishing myself for all my mistakes, all my screw-ups, all my failures, all the people I'd hurt. I spent years punishing myself by pouring alcohol down my throat. And so by July of 2021, I had just given up hope. I was going to die by drinking, death by drunk. That was going to be what was written on my death certificate. When I came back into the rooms and I started seeing people, I started hanging out with people who had figured out how to solve their drug and alcohol problem, and I started seeing hope. I started seeing the look in their eyes, the smile on their face, hearing them laugh, sincerely, genuinely having fun. And a lot of these people, hell, they were facing prison sentences at the time. They were facing some significant prison time. And yet they were still able to laugh and enjoy their life. And I remember thinking, well, hell, if they can do it, if they can live something like a normal life, maybe I can. Because that's what I wanted. If not a normal life, then at least a semi-normal life, right? And so that's why meetings are important, because hanging out with people who have figured out how to solve their drinking and drug problem could help me solve mine. It's incredibly important. Why would I hang out with people who are still actively using and actively drinking if I'm trying to stop? I use this as an example. A friend of mine called me a couple weeks ago. Their car broke down. I said, I'm on my way. And then I stopped. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I need to make sure that you understand I'm the last person on this planet you ever want to call about a broken down car. I'm just not that guy. I put windshield washer fluid in a radiator once. Every time I get a new car, I have to read the instruction manual to find out where the damn gas tank is so I can put gas in my car. I am not the car guy. I remember telling this person, I can put you in touch with people who know how to work on cars, but I'm not the car guy. Sure, I can come down and pick you up and take you wherever you need. Hell, I could probably even jump your car without blowing it up. But beyond that, I am not the guy you call for your car. And fortunately, I was able to put this person in contact with somebody who knew what they were doing with their vehicle, and everything worked out great. I'm not going to hang out with people who don't know anything about cars. I'm not going to hang out with people who don't know anything on how to get clean and sober. I'm not going to hang out with people who are actively using and drinking if I am trying to get sober. That's why meetings are incredibly important. Meetings are incredibly important. But I have also seen this, and it's worth mentioning, worth talking about. You can actually burn out on meetings. I know there's a bunch of people that just dropped what was ever in their hands or their jaws on the floor. Let me explain before you go nuts. Let me explain. I signed up. I came into the program to learn how to function normally, and that meant accepting responsibilities and meeting obligations that I had to meet. What that meant was I'm not going to be able to spend every waking hour of every single day for the rest of my life inside of a meeting room. No, to the exact opposite. When I came back into the rooms, I clearly remember saying, and there's many of them out there that can tell you I said these things, I had a very narrow window of time, a very narrow window of opportunity to get into the rooms, to learn as much as I could, as quick as I could, because ultimately I knew life was going to come roaring back at me, and boy did it ever. And so all that I learned in, say, that first 8-9 months, I knew I was eventually going to have to apply. I was going to have to apply to overcome these challenges that life were going to throw at me. I was going to have to apply these things I learned, that the emotions that life was going to allow come rushing back on me. I was going to have to apply these skills that I had picked up from like-minded people. I've seen it a lot where folks will come in and they will take 2-3 meetings a day for every night of the week. And that's great. If that's what works for them, great. But I also, and I wish I could do that, but I just can't. The reality is I just can't, because I do have jobs and responsibilities and kids and obligations that must be met. I wish I could, but I just can't. There's nothing wrong with it. I just want to caution you. Sometimes you can actually burn out on too many meetings. Now, the good news is a meeting doesn't have to be a formal set down meeting. It doesn't have to take place just in a church or just in a rec center. I've had meetings in the parking lot of 7-Eleven, in the produce aisle at Kroger's, aisle number 13, the coffee aisle at Walmart anyway, at the Waffle House. Meetings can take place anywhere, as long as you're surrounding yourself with people who had figured out how to solve their drinking and drugging problem, which just happens to be your problem. You can have a meeting anywhere. And I remember when baseball season started back up, I was back out on the road, I was having meetings with people in the hotel lobbies of the hotels we were staying at. So be very careful, be cognizant at least. I didn't get sober to spend every waking hour for the rest of my life inside of a meeting room. Meetings help. You need meetings. You need to be around those people. But we're also hoping for and expecting to eventually one day accept those responsibilities and those obligations and those life on life's terms, right? Isn't that the end game? And that means we're not going to be able to spend every waking hour in a meeting for the rest of our life. That's not what I signed up for. I signed up and I came into the program and began working a program so I could get something resembling a normal life once again. And thank God, by the grace of God, I got it. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. I do want to touch on one real quick thing. You may have saw the announcement come out over the weekend regarding our Tuesday night crosstalk meeting. And I want to take a minute and share a few pieces of information that might help clear up any confusion. Our Tuesday night crosstalk meeting actually began inside of a treatment facility. It grew really big, really fast, became really popular. We were forced to move it outside of that treatment setting temporarily with the whole sole intent of ultimately one day taking it back into a treatment setting. Weighing and balancing the objective of trying to reach people versus trying to reach as many people as possible on Tuesday nights, well, we decided now was the time to begin those conversations and begin that dialogue and begin that process of taking that Tuesday night crosstalk meeting back into a treatment facility. Once we begin an operational cadence and we're able to work with that facility, I'm hopeful that the facility will be open to allowing us to invite specific folks in from the outside into this meeting. But we're not there yet. Are we going to get there? I don't know. But what I do know is this. We are thankful for those people who came out and attended those Tuesday night meetings. And we do encourage folks to check out our Friday night meetings as well. Our Friday night meetings, however, will not move. They will still be in the same location, 5747 East Pea Ridge Road in Huntington. And that Friday night meeting will always be open to the general public. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I could not be any more appreciative. If there's a topic you'd like to hear discussed, feel free to email it directly to me, Drew, D-R-E-W, @recoveryclassroom.org. We'll take a look at it and see what we can do. So remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.